So let's go to That's What He Said. We have lots of quotes from the weekend. We're going to start with beef. And yes, it's on the other New York side where the Yankees are kind of being sore losers right now. When I saw the discrepancy here in hit by pitches, and I know for the most part, guys aren't trying to hit people, but sometimes they are. So you had tons of beef from the weekend, multiple times, even within one sequence where a bench is cleared, where Arozarena was hit. He said it was on purpose. He steals second and third. He's talking a little smack. Bench is clear again. So let's start with post-game Yankees reliever Ian Hamilton on the Rays. Quote, "If they want to come over here, they can come over here. I wish we had another game against them." Okay. Great reply. Not that he saw that quote, but just reply overall to what's gone down between the Rays and the Yanks this season, because FYI, in the season series, the Yankees have been hit by a pitch from the Rays twice this year. And for the Yankees, they've hit 12 Rays. So let's get to Brandon Lau's quote post-game, who was one of the first FT guests ever, and it was a money quote. He goes, "Looking at it, it's a last place team against a team that's in contention. They're just trying to ignite something over there. Not worth our time at this moment. We're focused on bigger things right now." So, and he later was saying how like there's way more to lose for them than us. And that's true, right? They don't have to talk shit, AJ, but if they keep getting smacked by pitches, and the Isaac Paredes one was scary too. He got hit on the helmet. Enough's enough. And it's just like, we probably won't get to this too much, but Pete Alonso got pissed at the Angels, and they were like, he got hit by a pitch on his neck this weekend. They're like, dude, we're not trying to hit you. Hoppy was a rookie. He's like, we're not trying to hit you. He's like, I don't give a fuck. Know where the damn pitch is going, or you shouldn't be in the big leagues.
Listen, I love two things. I love what Brandon Lau said. That is quote of the year, because he's basically like, listen, bitches, you're a little flea to us. Shoo flea. Whatever it is, I'm just going to flick you guys away like a little flea that you guys are, because you mean nothing to us. Ian Hamilton, dude, come on. Like, stop. You're not going to get into what are we like, the street gangs, like we're going to meet at the corner after class? Like, come on, dude, stop. Like, that's false hustle to me from Ian Hamilton. Like, if they want to come over here, come over. Like, just stop, okay? Just stop, because that's just a bad quote. Brandon Lau, awesome quote. My problem is Randy Arozarena gets hit by a pitch. Whether it was intentional or not intentional, don't care. What do you do if you're pissed off and you get hit by a pitch? He steals second, and then he steals third. Okay, he gets in scoring position. It was only, I think, a 4-run game. It wasn't like it was 12-2 and they're showing him up. And then he goes to get his helmet, and Abreu said something to him, and Arozarena's like, screw y'all. Y'all just drilled me. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, continue to play the game. It's like the Yankees are like, oh, we used to be the big bad Yankees. Nobody messes with us. Well, guess what? The Rays have owned you for years now. Whatever you want to put it, look at the records. The Rays have, for, 3, 4, 5 years now, the Rays have crushed the Yankees, right? Especially at the Trop. So the Rays are like, dude, we don't need this. And the Yankees, they're trying to start some shit for no reason. Like, there was nothing to see here. Stop hitting Randy. And Randy did what he was supposed to do. So kudos to Randy. Kudos to Brandon Lau. And for the Yankees, like, dude, season's over. Like, stop trying to start shit.
But the Rays, like, how does this number get out of hand? Like, you got to – I don't know if you guys remember back when CC threw, he needed like 1/3 or 2/3 of an inning to hit his $500,000 bonus, and he came out and he was just like hit the first batter, and he was like – he yelled at Cashy. He said, "That's how you take care of it." And then he walked off the field.
And they gave him the cash.
They ended up still giving him the cash at the end of the season. But to me, if it's 12-2 here, how are they not getting back at these guys? How did they let it get to this point? And some people be like, "Oh, well, you can't be a headhunter." You have to be able to throw at guys. When guys on your team get hit, and AJ, I forget who it was that was on, was like, "Do not ever retaliate for me." He never wanted somebody to retaliate for him. That's how it's taken care of. If somebody on your team, if Randy's sick of getting hit, somebody needs to go up to Randy and be like, whether it's Cash, whether it's somebody on his team, and be like, "Hey, you want us to get somebody?" Like, we're not going to get somebody if you hit Jose Siri. Sorry, you're not quite at the level of Arozarena or Brandon Lau.
Paredes getting hit in the helmet, though, changes.
That has to be.
It's like, all right, we've been hit multiple times this series. Now our dude gets hit in the helmet. That's a life-threatening situation. Enough.
How does
12-2 is such a solid
Here's the thing.
discrepancy.
No, listen. You want to know how you stop it? You hit Aaron Judge. You hit Aaron Judge. And you say that's for your guys. You know what Aaron Judge does? He goes in the Yankees, does it out, and tells his pitchers, stop hitting those dudes because they're going to keep hitting me. And if he doesn't, if they hit someone else, you hit Aaron Judge again. And then he's going to get pissed and he's going to go over to the Yankee guys and go, stop the hit them because they're only going to hit me. Right? That's how you stop. If you're a Rays, and I'm not calling for beanball wars like it used to be, but you have to stop it. You have to pick a guy. Tony La Russa used to say, you hit us, we're going to hit 3 of y'all. Okay? Right? And you hit Pujols, we're going to hit Judge, Stanton, whoever you want to name, right down the line. We're going to hit them all until you guys stop throwing at Pujols. And that's how you stop it. Remember, was it Delman Young? Delman Young got hit when he was with the Twins, and he didn't charge the mound. He charged his own dugout. And he's like, y'all stop fucking throwing at those dudes because I'm the one getting hit. That's the way you handle it.
And everybody, you handle it different for everybody. And also, situations handle it too. I've been in situations where we were pushing for the playoffs. The team we were getting hit by was not pushing for the playoffs. And I was like, no, like we need this. And it wasn't the time. It wasn't the time because if we lose a guy to a suspension for throwing at somebody, you can't get back at him. So this will be, just like Ian said, just like Hamilton said, this will be exciting to watch next year.
The thing that I'll say about the Rays, and Kevin Cash knows his team better than we do, he has a lot of young relievers, and you don't ever want to put a young reliever in a spot like that, right? You don't want to lose Glasnow, you don't want to lose Eflin, you don't want to lose Savale. You know, you're already down McClanahan and some other starters. So you're bringing in rookie guys to try to hit somebody. That just puts guys in a bad situation. And you don't want to put that on a young kid because, you know, if he misses or whatever, only something bad can happen. So it's a weird situation. The Rays are fighting for a playoff spot. The Yankees have nothing to play for. So, I mean, yeah, but this is not going to be over because if Ian Hamilton's coming out saying we want to play him again, well, guess what? You'll see him again next year.
And Cashy actually admitted that to me too. He said he may not have handled situations early in his career, alluding to that part. You can't send just anybody out there.
The whole stable of 90+ dudes. Remember the line?
Yeah, like there's been a lot of Yankees Rays angst, and early on, I think it was Nestor this year said, it's not really the Red Sox Yankees anymore. It's the Rays Yankees, and it's that kind of.
But my thing is, I actually will give a ton of credit to whoever's making these decisions, especially on Sunday when you're looking and you're like, any other case, we would be throwing right back at them, throwing at Judge. But like AJ's saying, young team, and I think they're looking over and going, okay, I've got a premier job running a bank, and there's a dude in the bar who's been arrested 10 times and has no job and gets in fights every week and doesn't give a fuck. And this is just not the time to go after them and start shit and have your players get suspended. Maybe somebody gets hurt. For them, they're going, hey, guys, we're going to play them next year. We'll both be good again. It'll be early on in the season. We will get our revenge. For now, let's just take the high road, look like absolute G's and say, oh, keep hitting us, guys. You got nothing else to play for at this point. We're going to go play in the playoffs. We're also going to have fun because the Rays do that. And that's one thing that I've pointed out with the Yanks too is you need a home run celebration. You need to loosen up a little bit and join the party, this new wave of players that like to celebrate a little more. Do you have to go to Randy level and stop and pose and all of that? Not if you don't want to, and not every player has to do that. But I will say the Rays have been putting on a clinic all year long at how to have fun. They do it on a daily basis. They do it before games. They give us a ton of content, right? Like, oh, it's Yandy Diaz's birthday. Let's bring out a band for him. You don't have to do that all the time, but you know what I'm saying? The Rays have been a fun team to cover. They're entertaining. It's good for the sport. They do it in game. They do it off the field. So for me, I think they're just running circles around the Yanks right now.
I would just say on the field to run circles. You can have fun different ways. I would kind of push back against the whole, like, are they having fun? Or are they not? Maybe the guys on the team don't want a celebration.
It's good for the business of baseball, though. Kids want to see that. I'm not saying you have to go to their level. But I think those teams, AJ, are pretty much on opposite ends of the spectrum. Do you agree?
I mean, totally. You got Jose Siri that hits a single and he bat flips like he just won the World Series. I mean, yeah, the Rays and the Yankees. I mean, who was it, Glasnow when he came on? He was somewhere and he said, you know, when I went to the Rays, all they said was just be yourself, have fun, and don't be a dick, basically.
Yeah, because the Pirates were running like a military op. He said he went from the Pittsburgh Navy SEALs to the Tampa Bay, let's just have fun and win Rays.
Didn't this all start, though, years ago? when Shelly Duncan and Johnny Gomes, remember Shelly Duncan? I think it was in spring training.
Yeah.
Slid in with his spikes up, and Johnny Gomes came from right field and was like, and it's like the Rays have always had a little bit of an inferiority complex to the Yankees because they play in Tampa and the Yankees have spring training in Tampa. When you go there, the Yankees and Red Sox come in there. It's like Yankees and Red Sox home games. So the the Rays players, they hear about it and they have a little bit of already a chip on their shoulder. And then when they're beating them like the Rays have the last couple of years, party on, Rays, because you're doing it on the field. And the Yankees don't like it. They're not used to being told like, hey, like shoot, like just go away, big bad Yankees, because they're not that anymore. And honestly, the big thing is the Rays aren't afraid of the Yankees at all. They are not afraid. They stand right up to them, and they're like, we're the Rays, and we've been kicking your ass for years.